following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Monday, 11:33 in the morning. You're looking live at the newly refurbished Ford Center here at the Star of Frisco, right there next to Tostitos Championship Plaza, where Everett Wilder and his design team created the new graphics you see on the side of the board there. It's called City Drop.
Looking nice.
Looks good. And it is 63 degrees. It feels
Chilly.
like 61. The high today is 71. The low tonight is 49 degrees here in Frisco, Texas.
Yep.
It's draft week, boys.
Draft week.
We're gonna have a new man. Look at Jesse.
Looking good.
Chris, put that on.
Yeah, I was gonna
my goodness.
I pulled this out of the closet.
Oh,
You should have been.
Kansas
in a
basketball
band?
Yep.
Were you in a band? You in
I
a
was
pep band?
I was in the pep band one year.
Shut up. What'd you play? Drums?
Sax.
You play the sax?
I did.
You and Bill Clinton.
This don't
huh?
even fit me anymore, so I know it ain't gonna fit you.
Just that shirt is struggling. That shirt is struggling. You look good though.
You do look good in that. That's a good looking blue on you.
You look good. I like that. Instead of that baby blue, that
Carolina blue. Don't disrespect.
baby powder blue. Draft week. What
we do for our schools.
I know. Look at that. Boy, that looks like a little
That's
kid's
a long
jacket.
time. Yeah. Like I said,
Look
it
at
don't
that.
even fit
Look
me
at that.
anymore.
That's a good look, Jess. You know what?
I need a screenshot of that, Chris.
You do. That's one thing I can say about Jesse. He's
Man on my word.
a man
Yes,
of his
sir.
word.
Thank you.
More ways than one. So, how you guys doing? You pumped for the draft, Nate? 2 through 6, baby. 2 through 6.
5. I don't want 6. 2 through 5.
2.
2 through 5. 2 through 5.
2, 3, 5. What about one?
One is a wide receiver
Okay.
that can run routes.
Let's start there. First off, how are y'all? You Kurt, you good?
Man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, can you go back to the what is it? Tortistos? What is it?
Tostitos Championship Plaza.
Can you go back to that, man? Why
Why are you laughing?
Why is Zeke head so big?
Have you seen him in person?
Why is his head?
His head's big, and then his hair's really tall.
That's what
so
I'm
it
saying.
makes
I'm
it
like,
look even
wow.
bigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, his head just took over 11 and my man in the back. Who that my man in the back? Is that number 90?
D-Law, yep.
Yeah.
He almost blocked D-Law out with his head.
Look, I can sympathize with the big-headed folks.
Wow.
I can sympathize with Zeke.
If Zeke had a normal head, Zeke probably be what, 5'8", 5'7"?
He probably wouldn't be as good of a running back either. He uses that as a battering ram. How you, Jesse?
I'm great, man. I don't feel so glutinous blue, but it's all good.
It's all right. It's only an hour.
Look a little tight. Look a little tight, but it's all right.
How you doing, Nate?
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited because the draft is gonna go as perfect. It's gonna go perfect. I don't know not now player they drafted, but if they say 1 wide receiver, 2, 4, and all the 5s linemen, offensive lineman, and then the 4th pick is a defensive lineman that can stop that. He can only stop the run. He can't rush the passer. He can just only stop the run. Boy, I'm gonna have a great day. If it go any other way than that, dumb draft.
Better be ready for a bad day.
Dumb draft.
Well, all right, Kurt. Let's start with you.
Yeah.
What do you want in the first round, and what do you think they'll do in the first round?
Well, I'd like an offensive lineman. I mean,
Are you staying put? You going up? You trading back?
I think I'm staying put. Man, it'd have to be something serious to move up. Now, if you can drop back a couple slots and maybe still get that lineman, there's 3 linemen there, and you can drop back a couple spots, I'd consider that. If you can pick up another,
Get an extra 5th or 6th round.
Yeah, but I'm not moving very far back, and I'm not in any hurry to move up either, because it sounds like there's going to be quality players where they're picking.
So you think you want an offensive lineman with
Yes.
1? What do you think they'll do at 1?
Well, they've been pretty true to the best guy available. I think it'll be I do think it'll be a lineman, but I wouldn't surprise me if a receiver slipped in there.
about you, Jess? What do you want to see, and what do you think will happen?
I want to see and need to see an offensive lineman.
Okay. You staying put, up, down, where you're at?
I'm staying
24?
put. I'm staying put. I think there's enough quality linemen that'll be in that range for you to get. But if you're not looking to protect Dak Prescott next year and for the long term, I think that you made a bad investment. To pay a man
that hat is so small.
Yeah, to pay a man that much money.
I would not disrespect my school. I don't care how bad they lose. I would not disrespect my school. Go ahead on.
I'm a man of my word. I gotta.
You're a man of your word. Gonna cost the school. No, just me and you. If I figure I could whoop you, I would try you, but I can't. I'm too old. I gotta hit you with something.
But I think there's enough quality players at that position to stay put and to get that type of result back. Because, like I said, you can't pay Dak Prescott $40 million and then don't protect him.
Yeah.
That to me is a bad investment. That to me is something that you're asking for something bad.
Jesse, you got a big old head, man. I can't even fit you in a little square.
To put
your head cannot even fit.
For your season. There's a small little tingling in my gut that's not gas that leads me to possibly believe that the Cowboys may take a receiver at 24. There's a small little piece of me that believes that.
Would you be mad?
I would.
Yeah?
I would be furious.
Really? From the receiver?
I would be furious. I would be. Because it does you no good to get a receiver if you can't protect the guy that's going to throw the ball to him. Yeah. And the later you get, and no offense, but the later you get into the draft, I know that there's more offensive linemen in there, but the likelihood, your 50-50 chance, I think, decreases even more the later you get into those rounds. If you're talking about getting an offensive lineman in the 4th round or late in the 3rd round, the 5th round, and this guy's going to be your plug-and-play guy, I think that's a big ask from a guy who may be at a smaller division school, who may not play as much talented. So I want quality offensive linemen that's going to protect Dak, and then we can get. I think that you can find quality receivers later on in the draft, and you can find quality offensive linemen.
And they've done really good at drafting offensive linemen early. You know, it's hit or miss later. But to Jesse's point, Zach, Tyron, Travis, those 50-50s have hit every time they've taken one of those guys.
And Lyle would have been a first-round pick had he not had the situation happen to him. I mean, he fell to us because of the murder of a girlfriend or woman that he dated at the time, whatever, we're dating or whatever. Yeah. That's why he fell so much. And then, Jerry, charmed him to Dallas. So, but he wouldn't have been an option had that trouble came about.
I think the bigger question mark in my mind might be, because they could have that center from Iowa there, Tyler Lindenbaum, the Kenyon Green, the guard from A&M, Zion Johnson. There's going to be several guys. I mean, do you take – to me, the question is do you take the center over the guard if he's rated higher? Because you've got to –
I was going to say, all right, offensive line.
That's a no-brainer.
Now you got 3 positions.
You take the center.
That's a no-brainer. Even though you have a center that's got experience.
Wait,
you wouldn't even be asking that question if the center was worth something.
Well, but now you've got a hole still there at guard.
And if you get the guard, you still have a hole there at center.
To Nate's point, he always talks about, he'll say it in that country tone, that middle of the defense, that middle of the offense, right?
Yeah,
middle of the offense, middle of the defense. That's what you have to protect, right? You don't want to get gassed up the middle on the defensive end, and you don't want that pocket to be pushed on the offensive end. And for the Cowboys, it's always been Dak Prescott. When he's clean and he has a clean pocket, he's able to be a much more accurate and a much more precise quarterback. So I'm going to have to agree with Nate in the sense of give me the center.
Give me the center, man.
Give me the guy in the middle, and that way we can kind of make our way with the guard. Okay. We can figure it out. But that centerpiece, that piece gives you that middle of your offensive line being able to stay solid.
Yeah.
Just think. You snap the ball and somebody right on top of you. I get the ball and 2 seconds later, a guy in my lap. But if I got a guard either side, then I can either, have my tackle squeeze down, come out. But if you got a center, now you got both your guards collapsing, trying to help this one guy that's getting drove back. That's almost inverted. You can't. It's hard to do that. It's hard to do that when you got a center that can't get no movement or a center that can't stop movement. That's bad. That's terrible. And It's worse than what happened to our left guard at the end of the year. Believe me, it is worse because now he got to snap that ball and worry about that athletic guy. Nah.
All right, so we know what you're doing 2 through 6.
2 through 5. 2 through 5.
2 through 5. That's right.
All 5 of the all 5. We got 4 or 5 picks.
It changed.
Yeah.
It changed. We have 9 picks. I didn't realize because we got that compensatory pick. All right, 2 through 5. You're going offensive lineman. What do you want to see them do in the first round, and what do you think they're going to do
in the first round? Since I have not seen yet, I know CD is a big play always waiting to happen, CD Lamb. We don't know what's going to happen with Michael Gallup, far as when is he going to be thumping. But he is an outside guy. He's good on deep posts. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Deep posts, deep balls. He great at making them great plays like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, who Malik is gone. Where's your route runner? If it's a receiver out there that has that ability, and we had a coaching staff over there that can help this kid escalate his game and to get his route running into the game, because you're not going to be able to scheme up. And tell me if I'm wrong, Jeff. You can't scheme up routes, not far as a pure route runner, a guy that can make a dent where people got to pay attention to him. Now, you can cross and all this, if you have Tyreek Hill, but we do not have Tyreek Hill. Miami has him. So what do? We got to get a guy outside, because now we can get somebody in the second round, fourth round, and all of the fifths, because we got 4 of them, right? And now we should be able to find somebody. This coach, Philbin, should be able to find some guys. What? You do not have to have a first-round pick. Don't get me wrong. You hit more often, like Jesse said. With this team, they get a guy in the first round, 9 times out of 10, he going to hit for 10 years. They ain't missed on the offensive lineman in the first round. Mm-hmm. But due to the fact that you don't have that route runner, you got to get him if he's out there.
Which the offensive lineman wants a receiver, and the receiver wants the offensive lineman. I like it.
But one thing about it now.
Drunk times we're in, right?
No, but I'm serious, fellas. If we don't address, and we said this right before you walked in, Tar Heel. If they don't address Dak with the offensive line, if they do not address him, and we go in there with this average offensive line, it's over. Mm-hmm. You can kiss it all goodbye.
What's harder as a rookie coming in to adjust to the NFL game, the lineman or the receiver?
Lineman, to me.
Yeah. If you got the right coordinator, he gonna find out what you do right as a wide receiver. He gonna find things. He gonna make it happen for you. But offensive lineman, Aaron Donald, you can't make it do right up there.
You can't prepare for that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm using the high end. But it's a lot of guys in the league that you can't prepare for.
I thought receiver was one of the tougher positions just because there's so much speed, there's so many great corners, there's so many different routes in the passing game. So
it's become such a passing league.
Yes, it is.
And guys have begun, like when you see guys like the Jamar Chases and the Jeffersons and those rookie guys come in and make an immediate impact, it's because a lot of these guys have begun training at such an earlier age now. Everyone has their own personal trainer. Everyone has their route specialist. Everyone has their whatever it is. And so they've begun this passing and route running process far earlier than it was when I was coming up. Yeah. And so these guys, by the time they get to the league, they've got a ton of experience at running different routes. Now that doesn't apply for everybody, right. But you're talking about first round quality players. Those guys, you would like to believe that what they're able to do, they've been doing that for a far longer time. And then, when you go up against a cornerback, because it is a passing league, you got your motion, and you might be in a slot, and you might be in a bunch, and depending on who your coach is, you can scheme different things up where you can get a guy off press. But when it comes down to those meat eaters in the trenches,
you lining up.
You can't run away from not lining up against Aaron Donald, right? I don't care how you want to scheme that. You're gonna have to line up against Chase Young, or you're gonna have to line up against one of the Bosa brothers. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to see those type of players week in and week out. Maybe not always Hall of Fame level players, but you're gonna see some big nasties every single week, and at times it's hard to scheme it. It's hard to get away from it because they're gonna say, "Hey, on this play, there's a one-on-one block that I need you to get." because we got something else going on over here, but I need you to get this one. And when that joker grab you, that man, that man grab you, that other 300-pound man,
Yeah.
that 29-year-old, that 30-year-old, that man grab you. It's a little different. It's a little different, bro. Yeah. It's a little different when that joker who got some years.
That old man. That's like that dad strength.
Yeah, when the joker got a few years under his belt, got some kids and a wife and a side joint and a baby mother. It's a little. That joker playing for something different.
Wow.
He playing for something different.
What do you think for the first round?
What do I want?
What will?
I think there's going to be. I think there's a chance that there's a player or two that shouldn't slip,
Ooh.
and they wind up taking something best guy on the board, kind of like Micah last year. Nobody really saw that. Nobody really saw that as a need.
You ain't gave us nothing,
Some people
Shannon.
said-
You didn't give us nothing.
some
That
people
right
said
there
there
was
might
so
be a
Cowboys.
linebacker
That
or
was so
defensive end or
Cowboys, wasn't it,
something?
Jesse?
That was.
That was so Cowboys. You talk like a head coach then. What do you want and what do you think? That's what you told all of us.
I
See, there you go. You sound like Nate last week. You sound like me.
I want 2 first round picks.
I want and 2 first round picks.
I would stay put and then just see what's around you when you get there. Because
See that?
I think
See
they
that?
need, they need so much.
No,
All
they
right,
don't. They don't need-
But let me ask you this. All right, I want an offensive lineman. I want Dak to get back to rookie Dak.
Yes,
I
sir.
want him to. I want to see a good, solid offensive line around him. But I would not be mad if they just took the best guy on the board, because I think you can use help at corner. I think you can use help at safety. Imagine if you got another just badass linebacker in this draft to go with Micah and Jabril Cox, like offensive line. If you got a badass edge rusher, if you got a big meat steak in the middle that can stop the run like Nate wants. Only
I
area
done covered you. I already got you.
only area I would just be like, what are you doing in the first round will be quarterback or running back. I think anywhere else, if there's a guy that should go 7, 8, 9, 10 picks before where you pick and he falls to you, I wouldn't be mad if they took him. All right, let's say this. Let's go back around the other way. What position, Nate, would you be mad if they took?
They say battery low. Go ahead again.
Oh, and you. Okay.
Yeah.
Earphones?
Yeah.
What positions, plural, would you be upset if they took? Like, because this team needs a lot of help, right? Is there anywhere besides quarterback and running back that you would be like, what are they doing?
Not in the first round.
Right.
No, I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't.
All right,
I wouldn't.
What would you be mad at?
If they took a tight end.
I left tight end out of that.
Yeah, they took a tight end. That would.
I'll put that in there with quarterback and running back. All right,
That was
good
Now,
Nah.
if he could block and catch,
Not
if he
the
could
first round.
block and catch,
Not the
no
first
sir.
round.
If
Not
he
the
could
first
block, if he could block
He ain't there.
and catch,
He's
oh
not
yeah.
there. That guy's not there.
He ain't there. He ain't there.
Well, don't take him. I'm with you then, Jess. If
No.
he ain't there, if he ain't in Kurt little book over there, you right.
I don't. I mean,
Would you be mad at anything else though? Receiver.
mad. I wouldn't be mad at anything. Like if we're excluding quarterback, tight end, and running back,
Yeah.
I would not be mad. You know what? I would be mad if they took a safety.
Would you?
I would be. And I know this team is notorious for not taking safeties.
Right.
Whatever.
Ever.
But I would be mad. But other than that, like I wouldn't be mad at anything else. I would be disappointed. I would be disappointed if we didn't shore up this offensive line. I really, really would. I just feel that way, man. If we don't shore up this offensive line, you know what made rookie Dak?
Offensive line.
Offensive line.
Can they fix the offensive line in this one draft?
Fix it.
Or is
I
this
don't know.
gonna be
I don't know. This offensive line is deteriorating. This is the start.
No, Jess, it's done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
Well, then
it's done.
Then fixing it in this draft, that's so hard because you got when you talk about you got two Hall of Famers on your offensive line, like legit 2 Hall of Famers on your offensive line. So fixing it, I don't think you can fix it in this one draft. I think accumulation of draft / free agent signings, but one draft, I don't think so.
What do you think they can fix it this one draft?
Nah, because Tyron is too iffy now.
You're right.
Tyron is just too iffy. Now you got 4 guys to fix. That's hard. That's why I say it's got to be multiple guys drafted. You can't miss. And I agree with you, Jesse. Each round you draft, you can take 10% off. If it's 60-40, then it get to the 3rd round, and you look at that. 50,
and we keep talking about we keep talking about center and guard, like
they better get a lineman.
Like let's not mistaken, like right tackle ain't.
Yeah, that's
like
what
this is like Steele was really bad one year. Played okay the next year. We don't like now. We hope the trend is still going in that direction, but are we sure about Terrence Steele? Like, are we? Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Like you go in with a like you know what I'm saying? With Kahuna's hanging, like we good at right tackle.
The thing you can't do, the thing they cannot do, is draft 2 or 3 Terrence Steeles and say that ain't gonna work.
Developmental guys.
We need.
But that's what you get in that 5th round type of area. But in those offensive linemen,
2nd and 3rd round, man, you should know. And I know it's hit or miss. I agree with you, Jess. I know it's hit or miss, but you should have enough. With you should have seen enough great offensive linemen here in the last 10 years to know, like, okay, he ain't Tyron, and he may be a level below that, but he's okay. You don't need, if our quarterback try to be himself that he was as a rookie, you don't need a great offensive line. You need a good offensive line. Because unless you're going to run the ball, I'm looking as though they ain't running the ball. So let's get a bunch of athletic pass blocking, scheming up guys, and we'll be okay. But if they trying to run the ball and trying to be elite, well, okay, we got to get one in the 1st round. But if you're just going to chunk it all over the field, I don't think you have to do that.
What about you, Kurt? Any positions you would be upset with in the 1st round besides tight end, running back, or quarterback?
No, not necessarily. I guess go along with Jesse. I'm not sure there's a safety. The good ones will be gone, and I guess if one fell, maybe. But otherwise, I think they need everything. There's a good defensive end there, or who's a kid from Georgia, the defensive tackle.
Davis.
It's supposed to be so good. I don't know. I might take him.
All right, we're gonna see.
No?
Don't do that. We're gonna see if we can keep Nate on the show with us, and not run him out of here. We're gonna take our first break. When we come back, more draft talk and Dallas Cowboys on the People Show. Hanging with the boys. Right back.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the show. And I have no idea where the live reads are, but you should come out to the draft party.
Get you a draft guide.
Get you a draft guide, too. Come out to the draft party Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Players will be signing autographs. Cheerleaders will be performing. And we will be broadcasting the show live. Kurt, why don't you tell them about the draft magazine, my man?
Yeah, it's still available. They'll have them at the draft party available for sale. You can also get them online. We got digital copies available, or the digital edition if you want to check that out. Go to DallasCowboys.com/star. You can find what the players need or what the team needs at each position and get scouting reports on what players will be available. DallasCowboys.com/star.
Cool. We the draft party presented by Miller Lite Thursday through Saturday.
You got a lot going on.
They do. They have a free youth camp on Friday night. They have a Draft Day 5K presented by Baylor Scott and White Health on Saturday morning, and then just wall-to-wall coverage just all the time.
You know what? One thing that would kind of hurt me if the Cowboys drafted, because at no position have y'all seen me rebuke any position. But you know what would really crush me? If the Cowboys drafted a player that was injured all the time in college. That would kill me.
Look at that second round. There's some guys that'll be floating out there. That linebacker from Michigan, and
if you've been hurt every year in college, or you've had major injuries every year in college, or the years that you played, and we draft you, that'll get me.
Yeah.
We can. If a guy comes here and get injured, that's one thing. But to bring him out of college injured and often injured, that would be a backbreaker for me.
That was Van Der Esch's. He was one of those guys, wasn't he? He had neck problems in college, and now he's still fighting it.
I was going to say they haven't done that in the first round. They usually save that for the second round.
That's what I'm saying, the second round. That's what I'm saying. If they draft somebody, because we've been losing second-round players because of a number of reasons. But the one that bothers me the most, if a guy is often injured, that gets me.
What do you think is the most important round, the first round, to get that stud Hall of Fame star? Is it the second day with the second and third rounds where you need plug-and-play starters, or is it the last day 3, when you're trying to find depth in maybe that gym?
Every one of them, because you don't know who's going to hit. Just to me, every day is so important. Like I don't feel we have enough core players that we can say this is what we need. We don't have that option this year. So because we're all a little bit different, we all agree on offensive lineman and wide receiver, but we ain't even talked about a defense that's been depleted.
But doesn't this is the part where it becomes difficult to build teams, because you never want to come in the draft with so many glaring needs and so many desperate needs, because now there's so much pressure. Your first round pick, okay, that should hit, right? Like you expect your first round pick to hit. That's what all the resources, all the money, the energy, the coaching staff, they travel around. Everything's poured into that first round pick. So the likelihood of that succeeding, you want that to succeed. Now, where is that level of succession? Is it Troy Aikman Hall of Fame, or is it whoever the next guy is? You know what I mean? Hey, he had about 4 Pro Bowls, was decent for us. That's a hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a level of if it's a quarterback, of course, you want
Greg
the franchise.
Ellis.
Why you got to say Tar Heel? Did you say that?
I'm just saying, Greg, you was asking about a guy that came in, was a pure professional, averaged about 8-9 sacks a year,
right?
A good citizen on and off the field. That was Greg Ellis. He was the ultimate guy.
Right.
If we had him here right now, he would be an impact player.
And so those are the type of things. But after that, you're saying, well, we still need help here. We still need help here. Now your chances of that decreases.
Yeah.
At every round you go, there's hit or miss guys. There's guys who are sleepers. There's Nate Newtons of the world who go in the late rounds and all of a sudden become 6-time Pro Bowlers and HBCU Hall of Fame players.
The right coaches.
And that's a combination of. I mean, we saw Micah Parsons flourish because of being around the right coach.
Yeah.
We didn't know Micah Parsons could be a rushing and passing the way he was, but Dan Quinn was like, you know what? I'm in the lab. Let's try this out. So it comes to a point where you don't want to have to go into these drafts desperately needing every single pick to hit. And if they don't hit, where does that now leave you? Because you don't have a solid core. You're desperate in a lot of different places. Yeah. That puts a ton of strain on Chris. That puts a ton of strain on Will McClay. All those guys in the scouting department are like they much rather have it like, you know what, we good. We so good as a football team that, you know, we can kind of pick and choose where we want to go. That's when best available guy really becomes, oh no, we're so solid in a lot of places that we don't have any desperate needs, that if the best available guy comes to us, we'll just take him, no questions asked. Right. But now you have to have this debate of, man, we have such a need at the lineman, at this and that. Boy, we're praying that we get the lineman that we want, and then we're really praying that it actually works out, that there isn't no injuries, there isn't no, you know, late development, there isn't no transition trouble for it. Because at the end of the day, if it ain't helping Dak, then it's hurting the Cowboys. Yeah. This is a quarterback-driven league. If it ain't helping Dak, then it's hurting the Cowboys.
Yeah. David Moore wrote last week the Cowboys are trying to balance their payroll between offense and defense. That ain't happening. That ain't gonna never happen. You're gonna be strong one side or the other. To be mediocre, when you go balance in the NFL, you go mediocre.
But I think what teams are doing now is you're right. I agree with you 100%. You're picking a side, right? Yeah. You're picking a side. And most of the time, because this is a quarterback-driven league, it's going to be the offensive side, all right? Unless you're like the Ravens or Pittsburgh or something like that. But it's still the offensive-driven side. What teams have been doing now is they've been going to, all right, how can we get closers? Because it's like, you know, how can I get that one or two guys on my defense that can help me close? You know, like Von Miller did last year for the Rams. Yeah, that's not Aaron Donald. They drafted Aaron Donald, right? But then they traded for Jalen Ramsey. But all the rest of the guys in that mix are kind of just, those are the third, fourth round guys. Yeah. And it's just saying, if we could stay tight and close, right? If we're not getting blown out, where I'm acting my offense now to do something really, really, really spectacular to keep us in the game, do I have the guy on defense that can close? Do I have that Aaron Donald? Do I have that Von Miller? Do I have that guy that's going to be able to go get me that play?
Jesse, you sound so sweet.
Do the Cowboys have that?
But you better check in 1 year the payroll of the Rams, because they're going to be mad.
Yeah, but guess what?
I know you're going to say they are winning.
They are winning. So Crunky's going to say, you know what Crunky's going to say?
They are winning.
Hey, dog.
Yeah.
We got that ring, though.
And they're in position to do that again. But if you're a team that's trying to protect your salary cap, which the Cowboys are, you're going to have to sell out one way or another. If you keep this thing balanced, now you're a little too much. Think about the team, and then you're going to get another little rip and tear like we did with number 90. But now you think about the team. I need my money.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to go ahead and sell out on your offensive side of the ball, because that's where you pay your $40 million quarterback. But then you have to get pieces on defense that are closers. You got to get closers. You got to go ahead and get that.
Do the Cowboys have 2 or 3 now?
2.
2?
I say 2.
Yeah. What? I just lost my train of thought. I looked at the TV. You pointed
Nate
at the TV.
pointed at the TV. Deebo Samuel's up on the TV, and Kurt just.
I lost. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. So last year they went.
But hold on. Okay. You said 2 or 3 closers, because my 2 closers are going to have to be for this team. Got to be Tank. Got to be Micah.
Oh, so I thought you were going to go Micah Trevon.
No, see, I don't think that's duplicate. I don't think what he did last year can be duplicated.
Yeah.
But he can make the play. But in another question, can he make the plays at the right time? We've seen Michael make the plays we have been so dead of guys making plays at the right. Michael made plays at the right time last year to give us the ball back to get the guys off the field. Will our corner make that interception when we need it the most?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and not get beat.
Yeah,
when you need it
so
the most.
That's the closer there. You know what I'm saying? So can he? You know, he got a bunch of interceptions. That's great. But when people know you're there, can you still make a play when people truly know you're there?
We're talking about the balance. Last year they went so heavy on defense in the draft. What, 9 of 12 picks or something crazy like that? Do you think pendulum will swing back the other way, or they try to keep it both sides of the ball? Or are they going to go back to loading up the offense
Not if we're going to take care of Dak.
Yeah.
Not if we're going to take care of Dak. I mean, you got to make it. Sometimes you just got to look. You got to look at it what it really is, man. You got to take care of Dak. You got to get this thing back flowing. And I'm saying all of this because there's no running game.
Then if you're saying all of this, then your draft pick has to be, if I'm taking care of number 4, it starts up front.
I agree, and it also starts outside. So you got to still get him that ball.
No, I get it. But it's gonna have to start up front.
Okay.
You're gonna have to make a decision on how we're gonna do this running back thing, fellas. Are we gonna go full bore 21 again, or are we gonna really split these carries down the middle and give Tony Pollard some carries, give Zeke some carries, and then whoever really flown in the game, give him the bulk of the carries? Or are we going to force feed 21?
The bulk of the touches. They did not run the ball, be it they didn't believe they can run the ball or the coach didn't want to run the ball. They didn't run the ball the last 3 or 4 games. So all my stuff is based off of they ain't trying to run the ball. If they trying to run the ball, then I sell out on defense. I'll sell out on defense. If I'm trying to run the ball, because now I can make my defense dominant, and they can keep. If I can keep it close on offense, then I'm giving you that last shot of the game. With 2 minutes left, let's do it, Dak. But if you just gonna throw the ball all over the place, and your defense gonna be hung out to dry, hoping you got a lead, you better sell out for the offense line.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, Nate, one of your former teammates had something to say over the weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It wasn't Mike Irvin at the fight, was it? Because he sure was on that man's film the other day. Lord.
And I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, I know where you're going.
Talking about Spencer fight? Did you see that on TV?
Yeah, I was.
They showed Michael Irvin every other. I thought we was featuring Spencer, not Michael Irvin.
Nah, Mike get the crowd going. I was in attendance. I wasn't sitting by Mike, but I was in attendance, and they had him on a jumbotron as much as they possibly could. Yeah.
And them pants, you saw them pants he was wearing?
What terrible pants. What terrible and
I
boots.
bet they were tight.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't know who's dressing Mike, but Mike need to stay out of the 21-year-old closet.
He is he all in for
He go get all his,
Golly.
his kid clothes.
H&M.
Yeah, Mike, listen, brother, we are 35 plus, man. We are at the Gap. We're at those stores, man. No more of this H&M Forever 21 dressing you're doing, brother. I get it. You want to stay young, but sheesh.
All right, we'll be right back. We'll pick this bone with Nate.
I go to the Brooks Brothers or something.
When we come back on the most watched show on YouTube, I just made that up, The People Show, Hanging with the Boys. Right back.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the SWBC Mortgage Podcast Studio to Hanging with the Boys, sponsored by our great friends at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. We are talking all things draft. Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holly, and Nate Newton. Nate, I got a bone to pick with you in a minute, but first we'll talk
Make sure
about
it's a pork chop bone.
I hadn't had a good pork chop in a long time. That actually sounds really good.
My wife cooked some of that the other day, man. I ain't eating that. Ain't no pork. And all of a sudden, I was eating pork.
Ain't nothing like chewing on a good seasoned pork chop bone.
And Prime always talking about I'm a cannibal. I'm like, I'm a cannibal. You eating your people.
No. You went down and saw him again last week, didn't you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I couldn't go to this game this past Sunday. I had a spring game on ESPN. I was supposed to be there. So I went and saw him.
Did you find him this time? Or?
Yeah, I found him this time. He was at that restaurant.
Was he? He got a favorite restaurant over there?
Yeah, he got 2 or 3 of them, but I found him this time.
Did you call him or did you just
I'm like, Nate's
drive by? Like he calls you all the time. Like,
oh, see, he left his phone in Dallas. He was in Dallas a week ago. They had a little break and he left his phone. So, but me, this thing is, when I travel, I do not like to be held down nowhere. I don't want nobody to plan nothing for me. Just where we going. If I catch you and you say, big man, we going to this show and you ain't invited, I'll hop back in my car and keep riding. I don't care.
Random traveler.
Yeah, there it is. Only my wife knows exactly where I'm at. Then they can follow the phone. So, hey.
So your buddy Emmett played in a golf tournament this weekend with Tony Romo and DeMarcus Ware. And he said, during trying times is when you build character. He said this crazy offseason is not that much different than in the 90s. Do you agree with Emmett's statement on during trying times is when you build character?
It's just been on how you defining character. You know, guys good or bad, guys playing tougher, being meaner. How is he defined in his character? I don't get it because
you had all that crazy stuff going on back then off the field.
Yeah, but it wasn't on
the phone.
Yeah,
wasn't no social media.
Wasn't no social media. So everything you do get escalated. But you find out who's tough, and now it's up to the coaches and the staff to, to figure out who those guys are, man.
So when a guy like Michael got in trouble, he had court and all that, did players kind of, rally around him, or was it kind of like, well, you do your thing?
He handled his own business. But, see, that's, when we talked about the kid last week, Joseph.
Kelvin.
And I said, the first thing you better do is run over here. This is a safe haven. As soon as one of us got in trouble, the first place we ran was over there at Valley Ranch. And you made sure you stayed undercover for the rest of the offseason.
Just sleep on the floor?
Yeah, there it is. Safest place is at, is over here under the feathers of Mr. Jones.
And you were like roommates with Dez, and
he was my roommate.
Yeah, and so he was always kind of in the news for this and that. I mean, was it kind of like you didn't talk about that kind of stuff, or you tried to be the brother teammate that Dak and Micah are talking about, or you just like, no?
Guys travel in so many different circles, and when I hear a guy saying I want to be a brother to a guy, I want to be that's if that guy willing to come over here and get into your circle, because Dak ain't going into his circle. Michael ain't finna go into Joseph lived in a circle that I understand. That's a hell of a circle. So you ain't brothering over there. You asking this young man to break his routine and brother with you.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
that's a great point. You hit it on the head.
Yeah,
that's a great point. And to Emmett's point, that winning helps.
It does.
That winning helps, man. That winning helps. And then, since we're on the topic of Kelvin Joseph, this was a guy who couldn't break the starting lineup. So when you can't break the starting lineup, and you're not truly helping us win football games in an impactful way, that affects the team. See Michael getting his stuff and do his dirt and go to court, or Nate, whatever. Mm-hmm. But guess what? When they got out there on Sunday, they produced.
Yeah.
They produced. And that was able to be confined because all you had was print. All you had was a paper. Right? Yeah. So by the time that story got out, it's game day.
And got flourishing real good.
We good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it done passed on. But with this social media, it's instant and it's everywhere. Right? So if a story came out in the Dallas Morning News or the Star Telegram, it was a local thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might have called your buddy in LA or New York City or Chicago and told him about what happened here in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? It was and at that time, the Cowboys aren't what they are now. It was the Lakers. It was the Yankees. Yeah. Like those were the teams. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, that thing travels.
And then one of the big questions.
And then everybody has an opinion on it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has an opinion on it. So it continues. It doesn't die because it's on FS1, it's on ESPN. It's on everybody got to take on it. Then everybody on the internet got to take on it. And it just never ends.
This is what's killing Mr. Joseph. And this is why this all season is so, from this point on, it's so big. It's one of the first questions they asked Mr. Joseph was, do you love football? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to play? Remember that question? Yeah. Everybody forgot about that question. Do you love football? Is it ahead of your rap? Is it ahead of your I don't like to say posse.
Your lifestyle.
Your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And and when he got here, I'm all about the Cowboys. And then when something of this magnitude happens, now it's like, I thought you was about the Cowboys. I thought you was going to stay front and forward with the Cowboys. Like you say, when you look at his Twitter page, which I never have, but I've heard people say his Twitter page is not like the guys who want to brother him, the Michaels. And his Twitter page, like you see him, he on the edge of, having some fun. Mm-hmm. And like I tell people, I'm the last guy to say something because, Mr. Joseph, I know, I understand, but times have changed. Thank God.
All right, so I think we all are a little upset with you right now.
Why is that, my brother?
Because
y'all want me to take y'all on a road trip. Okay, I tell you what.
Well,
Friday, y'all can jump in. I'll come get every one of y'all Friday. We'll go somewhere.
We got the draft.
I'll come get you for real. For real.
We got the draft.
You need to get off some conference calls. Yeah,
we got to cover the draft this weekend, but I would love to go.
Oh, that's right. It's the draft. Oh, man. Sorry. I got
selling y'all a dream.
Maybe the next weekend. Yeah. But you've talked several times on this show about you were involved with this. They invited you out to this wrestling thing, and you were ringside or something. Right. They wanted you to do something, and you just blew it off. So this video was brought to our attention.
What video is that?
Was it over the weekend?
Yep.
Yeah. Our lovely producer, Chris Beam,
what's up, baby?
Like he does so often.
You ain't took that gun to me. You hit me with no sniper.
Finds these nuggets of information that he'll send out to us. And,
he ain't called to do to
from
me.
Time to time.
He didn't call to do to me.
We have to talk about it on the show, and I would love for him to be able to play it, but due to copyright issues
Thank you, Chris.
He can't play it. But
can we post that on Twitter?
From our personal accounts, I'm sure, but there's probably copyright WWE issues with it. But he sent us this video, and I went and researched it, and this little wrestling thing that you talked about, you and George Teague. And who was the center? Donaldson?
Yeah, Ray Donaldson.
Ray Donaldson, and there's one other guy with y'all.
I forgot. If we just stood around.
But you walked out. It was a title match between the Big Show.
Yeah.
Which at the time was an up and coming guy it was 1997.
Yeah, I remember
It was an event called Sold Out.
Where was it, man?
Iowa City.
Yeah.
Iowa City.
Yeah. It was a pay-per-view event.
Did you drive or did you fly?
I flew.
You flew for that one? And Nate walks out with none other than Hulk Hogan, who was defending his title.
Yep.
He gave the belt to Nate as he's walking out to the ring. Nate and everybody else are in full-fledged NWO gear. You were an honorary member of the NWO for a pay-per-view event.
Right.
Walked out to the ring with Hulk. And in Nate fashion, he ain't changed a bit. The Hulkster!
Yeah.
The Hulkster!
Yelling at the crowd.
Looked just like Nate with a few less gray hairs in his beard. Young Nate.
Yep.
Like, you underplayed this and undersold this for the last I know we've talked about it probably for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Is this no big deal? Like, you did everything.
Like you was
but
with the
get in the
NWO,
ring.
bro. Like
yes.
you was a Hulk Hogan.
By the way, with this shirt tucked into his jeans, like he always does.
Fashion.
Yep. So tell us more about this. How exactly did
I don't know how I got there.
Because they said the Detroit Pistons were supposed to be there too. And I'm like, you're in Iowa City, Iowa. Why are the Cowboys there? And they said something about George Clooney was supposed to be there.
Yeah, I don't know how I got there. But they said, hey, man, and back then I was still into wrestling. And they were like, man, Hulk Hogan want you to do that. Hulk Hogan? Oh, okay. Well, he's going to. Then when they told me it was an hour, I tried to back out. I was like, hey. But I had already committed, so it was fun, man. It was fun. That's when I really found out how athletic wrestlers were.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't go do what they do. I promise you will break up something bad. They would be talking about it, but like they would, hey, I'm gonna do this, and when I do that, and da-da-da-da, you know, just said be careful because I'm a really, you know, like, yeah, man, if you slap me like that.
So did you talk to Hulk? Did you hang out with him?
I hung out with him just in that period of time, that little 2 or 3 hours where they wrestled.
Before the show?
You know, during it, we were going to the locker room together. I watched the whole, man, these guys be just going, man. They be moving, man, and
so after they wrestle, they go in the back. They're buddies and friends.
But it is cleaner. When we went to that place out, they weren't the cleanest folks in the world. I mean, they were having fun. They weren't nasty.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the beer, the bathrooms. It was ugly.
Man.
Yeah, they was enjoying themselves, man.
So you had a good. Where were you during the match? Because I
was on the side. I was on the side, you know.
You were ringside.
But they wanted us to be a little more active. But I'm like, I can't do all that. I can't.
So they wanted you in the ring.
Oh man, I can't. No, bro. You mess around and tell me you gonna hit me with a chair across my back and I don't turn on time. You bust my face. No, like, no, sir.
Man,
I just chilled, man.
Man, you lived a pretty dope life, man. Like you downplay it, like you downplay like your success and you downplay your accomplishments, but like
I love it.
In addition to being a 3-time Super Bowl champion, like
which he never talks about.
Never brings his rings out, never does any of that stuff. Like you were like John Madden's favorite.
Yeah.
Like you hanging out with the NWO.
Yeah.
Like, there's no telling what's going to be unearthed about the times of Nathaniel Newton.
I was a dark individual. I did so much wrong, and I had so much good happen to me. I was just, I lived a double life. And so if I'm not going to talk about that dark part, I don't talk about the good part either that I thought was good.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's
I
poetic.
just leave it always that. But I will tell you, I'm going off this week while y'all watch the draft. I'm traveling. I don't know where I'm going. I may go to Mexico.
From what?
Stay out of Mexico.
Because all I want the Cowboys,
Mexico,
to do,
man.
after the 5th round, text me. I'm depending on you.
Okay.
Text me and tell me how many offensive linemen we got, and I'll tell you whether it was a successful draft.
Whether you're going to come back or not?
No, it's a successful draft. Tell me how many offensive linemen they got.
You know what? You would actually like. We were talking in the break. I started binge watching Better Call Saul again.
I'm not watching no more. You almost ruined me
with Yellowstone.
So I haven't watched no more.
Do you get sucked in,
bro? Because Jesse, for like 18 hours, I'm stuck in front of a TV watching these movies, and I stopped. I said, you know what? 1883. My wife said, babe, you're not gonna watch? No. I'm through.
You done for a while?
Because I go overboard. Yeah, I go overboard. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lock myself in the house. No, sir.
What you going to do when the new Lord of the Rings series comes out?
I'm through. I'm telling you, man. Y'all got better control than me. I can't do it because I'll be like 800 pounds, still stuck in front of you. You'll be like, Jabba, what's up, Jabba? Jabba. No, sir.
Well, go YouTube search Nate Newton NWO.
Yeah, NWO on YouTube.
There's about a 6 or 7 minute clip where they all walk out and it's
420 mark.
Yeah,
that was one of my best meeting. I met Dusty Rhodes in Atlanta. That was a great thing. I met Dusty Rhodes. Then when I met the Hulkster, that was another great thing, man. But I ain't never get to meet the guy that, he be telling folks to bring it in. Ric Flair.
Oh,
that'd have been a nice
Hulk brought it in.
Yeah, Hulk brought it in.
Flair would just
woo! Yeah.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Yeah.
He's stealing, wheeling, dealing.
Oh my, that's still one of the best bits.
And then remember
ever.
he had the other big guy with him. I can't think of the other big guy that used to wrestle with Ric Flair in his early days.
Arn Anderson. He had the Four Horsemen. It was
Ric Flair had a birthday.
Arn Anderson. It was.
He had a
Lex
big guy
Luger, Arn Anderson.
I played with Lex Luger.
Arn Anderson, yeah.
I played with Lex Luger in the USFL.
Really?
He played tackle,
Oh.
I played with him, and I played with Ron Simmons in the USFL.
Really? Ric Flair had a birthday February 25th. He turned 73. He still gets after it.
Wow.
He was here when they had this on the he had a party and had WrestleMania here.
Yeah. He comes here a lot. Yeah. He was here for a couple of
Is he a Cowboys fan?
I don't know. I don't think
we need
so.
We need to see where The Rock at, man.
But The
Rock was just here.
Yeah.
The headquarters for the XFL will be in Texas.
Really?
Yeah. Can we talk about that on there? No, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The headquarters. Mm-hmm. The headquarters. They'll have 4 hub teams here, and I'll tell you guys how I almost was a part of the XFL off the air.
Ooh, I can't wait. All right, we got to get off there so we can hear Jeff.
I need you to take off all that stuff.
I am.
You look good. Thank you.
I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm having a hard time breathing over here.
Yeah. Thank you for paying off your bet.
I know it's cutting off your dome.
Jesse, it looks good on you, though. Yeah. It looks good on that blue. Looks good. Nate, thanks for bringing it. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Brother Will, thanks for keeping the live streams up. We'll
be back, though. All 4 of my 5 Tar Heels are returning, baby. Let's go. We run this thing back.
All right. We'll be back Monday. We'll be the first show after the draft. I think that'll be on the air.
Talk about all them linemen.
Tune into the draft show this week and this weekend. Great stuff as always on that show. We'll be back. Talk about. Let's see who we get in that first round in the Cowboys draft. You've been listening to The People Show.
8 offensive linemen, baby.
Boys. See you next week.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?